Today I'm flying with Spirit Airlines for the first time. Of course, I've heard only horrendous things about Spirit Airlines from everyone, and I'm flying from Pittsburgh to Newark, which is in New Jersey, and then I'll fly from LaGuardia, which is in, I think, Queens, New York, back to Pittsburgh. Today is Tuesday, June 11, 2024. It's now 6:23 a.m. My flight is at around 8:17 or something to that effect. I am about 45 minutes or 40 minutes from the airport. I am cutting it really close, but what I love about Pittsburgh is that the parking is very easy to maneuver and it cuts down on a lot of time. I'll show you guys what that is like, and I'll also show you my luggage right now. Grab a ticket. So these are the two bags I have. This is a gym bag and it has food in it. It's about 35 pounds heavy, and I have this knapsack for my son, and that's all that I have. Once a park finder, always a park finder. Back in the day when we were kids, you going to camp. See, I put the gym bag on my back like a knapsack, and the knapsack is pretty light, so I'm just like holding it. It's still heavy, but it's more comfortable and it's more manageable. It's now 7:55 a.m. My gate closes at 8:03. I hope I'm at the right gate. I didn't film through TSA because I had so much stuff going on, but they had to pull me aside to check my food. I still managed to make it in. Everyone is still lining up. Praise be to God for that. So far so good, no hiccups. The only thing is that the plane was extremely hot when I got on the plane. I think it's cooling down now. '" So I've never been to Newark before, but if you come to Newark through Spirit, you have to walk all the way to the baggage claim. Those cards there, bag cards, you have to use card, or if you see one available, you could get one. I saw this one lying around, so I'll put my very heavy bag here until my transportation comes. I tried using cash and coins in the payment thing for that, and it just didn't work. Alright, so first leg of the trip, so far so good. Did you guys hear that noise? It's terrible. I've never heard any noise like that on a plane before, I have to admit. Now let's do LaGuardia to Pittsburgh on Spirit and see how that works. I'm back at Spirit, but LaGuardia this time. I guess this is TSA. I don't know. Yes, it says TSA security checkpoint. Not as full as Pittsburgh because apparently Spirit has its own terminal. TSA here at LaGuardia Spirit terminal takes excruciatingly longer for some reason, I'm not sure. In Pittsburgh, everyone goes through the same TSA line. Here, every terminal has its own TSA line, and that's what I love about Pittsburgh. I'm in boarding now, and let's see if the plane will make noise this time around. Food options here are pretty limited. There's just one pizza place up there, and they're not taking any more pizza orders because their dough is frozen or something. And then there's a little snackette thing, like I guess you could get like frozen stuff or cold stuff, and then there's Dunkin' Donuts. That's it. It's crazy. And there's a bar, of course. So if you're coming to LaGuardia Spirit, your eating options will be very limited. Also, TSA pulled me out to check my bag because I had a tin of Milo that my friend's mom gave me. For persons who want to know about that, that would be something that you could consider. This is an antipasti. I thought it would be like something on bread melted with cheese, but everything comes separate. Interesting.
Area in the store. Please clear the boarding area. We do board by zones.
As flight items to be placed on the leader seat in front of you. For the
Alright everyone, I'm back in the car. Today is Monday, June 17th. That's when I took the flight from LaGuardia to Pittsburgh. It's now about after 8 in the evening. I'm actually about 3 or 4 hours delayed because we had to go to Cleveland, gas up, and come back. And the flight from Cleveland to Pittsburgh was only like half an hour. My final comments on Spirit is that it's just a low budget airline and it works for people who really cannot afford the prices that the other airlines charges. Like Southwest, for example, is a relatively pricey airline. The average ticket with Southwest is like $300 or $400 to go almost anywhere at any given time, based on what I've seen when I search for flights using Southwest. Now, another observation that I've made is that because it's a low budget airline, of course the aesthetic or atmosphere of the place is going to be low budget also. The plane is what we would call, back in my home country Guyana, we would call it a cart ball. Now, a cart ball would be a very old bus that you would travel in. It makes some amount of noise. It's a bit rusty, it's a bit old, but it gets you from point A to B safely. That's what I am reminded of when I think of Spirit Airlines. Now, it could be nerve-wracking to be in the air so high up above and have an aircraft making so much noise. It is frightening, right? But the point is that we did get from wherever we needed to go, and we did get there safely. And I have to give Spirit thumbs up for having some of the most smooth landings that I've ever had with planes. A lot of times when pilots land in other airlines, it's a bit bumpier, and Spirit is one of the smoothest landings that I've ever experienced in my life or in my timeline of taking aircrafts. Now, I want to touch on this because I know that people are going to wonder. I have observed that with Spirit Airlines, you have mostly people of color taking the airline more than people who are white or Caucasian. Now, you do have Caucasian people that took the flights that I was on, but in my viewing, I did see more people of color, like Indians and blacks. A lot of Hispanics and blacks do take Spirit. As for the noise that I was hearing when the plane was about to take off and when it was about to park, I think that's a feature of the plane because I did take 2 separate planes, and I don't know if it's a winding down action or a winding up action. But I don't think it's actually something wrong with the plane. I just think it's the nature of the plane. Also, on my flight from LaGuardia to Pittsburgh, I did take a Newark plane. That plane was not hot at all. It was actually too cold, and that's something that I've observed with flights in general, even with other airlines. It's either too hot or too cold. I remember going to Guyana about almost 10 years ago, and that plane was extremely hot when I got on it eventually. So that's not limited to Spirit Airlines. If you're going to get tickets for dirt cheap to fly on an aircraft, you're going to get what you pay for. Subscribe to my channel for more awesome videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye now.